Thanks for joining us on News Express. I'm Kingsley Iniovosa. The news in detail. Following the reports that the governing council of Nadi Azikiwe University in Akwa Anambra State legally appointed an unqualified vice chancellor without following due process, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the dissolution of the University Governing Council and the removal of Professor Bernard Ifeanyi, the new Vice Chancellor, and Mrs. Rosemary Ifeoma, the Registrar. This was disclosed in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, today. The council, led by Ambassador Greg Ozumba Mbadiwe, included 5 other members: Afix Oladejo, Augustine Oyedebelo, Engineer Amelorin Osaho, and retired General Funsha Oyenyi. After the controversial appointments, the federal government stepped in to address tensions between the university's senate and the governing council of the 23-year-old institution, as it expressed concern over the council's apparent disregard for the university's governing laws in its selection process. Tinubu has also approved the removal of Engineer Oeku Mohammed Salamin as the pro-chancellor and chairman of the governing council of the Federal University of Health Sciences in Otoko, Benue State. The decision followed Salami's legal actions, including suspending the vice-chancellor without following the prescribed procedures, despite the Federal Ministry of Education's call for the unlawful suspension to be revoked. Engineer Salami refused to comply and instead he resorted to abusive and threatening behavior towards the ministry's directors, including the permanent secretary. The federal government treated that the primary responsibility of university councils is to ensure the smooth operation of university activities in accordance with the acts established in each university. President Tinubu warned the councils not to create distractions in their universities, as his government is focused on improving the country's education standards. Marks another celebration of World Children's Day and strives to raise awareness about issues of education inequity, child labor, and access to health care. The federal government has allocated more than 112 billion naira to ensure safety and inclusive spaces for children in the next 3 years. The Minister of Women Affairs, Ajia Imam Sulaiman Ibrahim, made this known in a statement issued in Abuja today to commemorate the 2024 World Children's Day with the theme Advancing Children's Right for Sustainable Future. Recall that the World Children's Day is UNICEF's global day of action for children, and children annually celebrated around the globe on November 20 as it commemorates the anniversary of the UN General Assembly's adoption of the Declaration and Convention on Children's Rights on November 20, 1959 and 1989 respectively. The Women Affairs Minister therefore pointed out that government is committed to creating an environment where every child will have access to education, health, and a life free from fear and harm. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, MEDCAN, has reiterated its resolve to sustain a 7-day warning strike and considered further actions if the federal government fails to address its demands. NECAN President Professor Mohammed disclosed this during a news conference in Kano following the commencement of the nationwide strike earlier this week. He explained that the warning strike was a decision reached at an extraordinary virtual National Executive Council meeting held on November 11, 2024. The meeting followed the expiration of a 21-day ultimatum issued to the government, which he noted had been ignored. Among the key grievances cited by the MEDCAN is the failure of the federal government to harmonize the retirement age of medical consultants to 70 years. Professor Mohammed highlighted this as a critical need given the current shortfall in manpower for training, research, and healthcare delivery. Following a viral video circulating on social media where an army personnel identified as a major general and his two escort soldiers brutalizing a man in the Abuja metropolis for overtaking the vehicle. The acting chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has ordered an investigation into the brutality. The video has since sparked outrage online, with other reports saying that man is suing and demanding 150 million naira compensation and the dismissal of the Major General. However, in a statement signed by the Director of the Army and Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, said the investigation would unravel the circumstances behind the video. Adding that the incident is currently not clear, as he urged the public to be rest assured that due diligence will be applied to reach a logical conclusion on the matter. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and the Caretaker Committee Chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in the state, Chief Tony Okocha, neither appear now were represented by any legal counsel that have sounded the Judicial Commission of Inquiry set out by the River State government to investigate the arson, killings, and wanton destruction of property in some local government headquarters of the state. Recall that Governor Siminalayi Fubura inaugurated a 7-man panel headed by Justice Biwenge Nyakari in early October, which was given 1 month to conclude its assignments. The panel had summoned Wike and others concerned to appear before it on Tuesday, November 19, 2024. In her remarks at the end of the commission sittings, Nyakari disclosed that the FCT minister did not honor the invitation, saying the deal was solely reserved for him to appear to clarify some great areas. However, she said the panel will go ahead and submit its report despite the refusal of some of the invitees to appear before it, including the FCT minister. You're listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti. After the break, Ekiti Trade Union Congress commends Governor Oyebanji over the payment of 70,000 naira minimum wage. Details of this and more in a moment.
Is here with us again. Oh yes, Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti is using this medium to inform and invite children, parents, heads of nursery, primary and secondary schools, churches and individuals wishing to sponsor children and be a part of our 2024 Father Christmas show beginning from 2nd to 24th December 2024. Come and let's revel in the season of love and giving. It promises to be fun-filled. Our Father Christmas will arrive from Rome and be seated at his grotto in our station to receive children, dance and play with them. There are lots of take-home goodies and gifts from Father Christmas, as well as toys and play gadgets to make children's visit interesting, long-lasting, and memorable. For further inquiries, please contact Desmond Olaoluwa on 0806 511 4430 or Bayo Babalola on 0803 562 5812. Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti 2024 Father Christmas Show promises to be exciting. Be
Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around your news inquiries, please contact and newsroom on this number 0811-801-8242. Now the rest of the bulletin. The Ekiti State chapter of the Trade Union Congress (TUC) has commended Governor Biodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State for doing the needful by signing a memorandum of understanding for the payment of 70,000 naira minimum wage approved by the federal government. Speaking in a telephone chat with Adamimogo FM, the chairman of Ekiti State's TUC, Comrade Olushola Adigun, described the feat as timely.
Among all the wage negotiation we've had in Ekiti, and by the grace of God, I've witnessed more than 2 or 3 negotiations. The one concluded yesterday by signing of those documents and salary structure was the best. Gave us opportunity for workers to have consequential adjustment on their salary, increments on their salary. No workers in Ekiti will get less than 70% consequential increment based on the 70,000 naira minimum wage. And I want to say once again, this was the best we ever gotten in Ekiti since we have been negotiating minimum wage.
He also paid homage to Governor Oyebanji, describing him as workers-friendly and the catalyst of development.
Let me tell you, without playing to gallery, this is the best worker-friendly governors we've ever had. The last minimum wage, it took us more than a year negotiating before we could reach agreement, and about 2 years for implementation. But this one we are talking about, this is the first time all facets of workers in the state payroll will be touched. Are you talking about teaching, health?
The Ekiti state government had yesterday in Nado Ekiti, the state capital, signed the implementation of the wage, confirming that the new minimum wage will cut across all cadres, parastatals, agencies, and pensioners. The abode of Ikale land is Royal Majesty Oba George Babatunde Faduile Adegun II, has noted that the victory of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa in the November 16th gubernatorial election in Ondo State will spur him on towards more excellent achievement in government. Oba Faduile, the prescribed authority and distinguished paramount ruler, made this known in an official statement he released and made available to newsmen to congratulate Governor Aiyedatiwa on his emergence as the elected Ondo State governor. The prominent Ondo State monarch described the winner of the Saturday poll as one whose victory is deserving based on the punchy campaign brand he sustained and how he was able to drive his electionary policies across the state. It will be recalled that Governor Aiyedatiwa on his campaign train to Okitupa local government had a special stakeholders meeting with Ikale monarchs and eminent leaders of thought. A meeting that was chaired by the Abudi of Ikale Oba George Faduile. He charged the governor to strive to cause a turnaround in the economy of the state and evolve the policies that will make the state a haven for foreign direct investors. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party's candidate in the just concluded Ondo State governorship election, Agbola Ajayi, has rejected the results and has alleged that the ruling opposition, All Progressives Congress, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, perpetuated criminality during the exercise. The election results were announced on Sunday after an extensive voting on Saturday. The election return officer, Olayemi Akinwumi, who is also the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University Lokoja Kogi State, declared Lucky Aiyedatiwa of the APC winner of the election on Sunday with a total vote of 366,781 votes, extended the governor's stay at the government house in Alagbaka, Akure, the state capital. However, Ajayi, who polled 117,845 votes, in a statement by Special Advisor Ayo Fadaka, said that he kept silent since poll results were announced to enable him to investigate contents of criminality perpetrated by both the victorious All Progressives Congress APC and the INEC, as he also threatens to take legal action against them. Following the crisis that erupted after the operatives of the Osun State Police Command anti-kidnapping squad led by Moses Loho allegedly shot Wakil Nuruddin Inyonda Alowonle, the chairman of the Osun State Transport Management System, on Monday night, Governor Ademola Adeleke has disclosed that the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the immediate arrest and prosecution of the head of police anti-kidnapping squad in the state, Moses Loho, and members of his team for attempted murder. This was confirmed by the special advisor to the Osun State Governor on Security, Samuel Ojo, in a statement by Olawale Rashid, the spokesperson to Governor Adeleke, after the closed-door meeting with the governor and the State Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Umar Abba. The police has alleged that Alowole was shot after he reportedly tried to escape arrest after the pistol and ammunition were found in his car. Meanwhile, the state government, in a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolakbo Alimi, alleged that Alowole's shooting was a case of suspected murder. Ojo narrated that the police authorities viewed Moses' conduct as unprofessional, illegal, and unauthorized and against the operational code. He also noted that Moses and his men had been moved to Abuja this morning. On business news, CBN warns against fake Swift messages. Let's join Joel Ogbe for this and more.
Good evening and welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has raised the alarm over a rising trending claims of fraudulent foreign currency transfer, warning Nigerians to beware of falsified SWIFT documents being used to back such allegations. In a statement signed yesterday by its acting director of corporate communications, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali, the CBN advised the public to remain vigilant and avoid falling victim to fraudulent schemes involving fake SWIFT messages. In a further statement, the Apex Bank disclosed that it has received a wave of complaints from individuals, public and private bodies claiming that foreign funds transferred to their account remain uncredited. The bank noted that many of these complaints come with fake SWIFT MT103 forms and acknowledgement copies that cannot be verified on the SWIFT network, indicating that the alleged transfer never took place. The bank further urged individuals facing genuine cases of unreceived funds to follow standard procedures by contacting the sender's bank to trace and recover the funds. Still on business, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has begun the export of refined petroleum products to neighboring West African countries, marking a sign that the mega refinery's operations could soon potentially shake up regional fuel markets. A report by Bloomberg on ship tracking platform said a tanker has hauled a shipment of gasoline from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery to waters off the coast of Togo. It added that 4 other African countries, which include Niger Republic, Chad, Burkina Faso, and Central African Republic, has also started negotiations with the refinery. That is all on business today. I am Joel Ubue.
Thank you, Ogbe. On foreign scene, for the first time in nearly 40 years, Iraqis walked through Baghdad's Tahrir Square this week as they have started conducting a nationwide census today, undertaking a tally long delayed by repeated outbreaks of war and unrest. The census is scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday and will provide solely needed up-to-date demographic data for the country, which has an estimated population of around 44 million. This will be the first census to cover all 18 governorates since 1987. When dictator Saddam Hussein was in power, following repeated delays caused by the years of war and political tensions between factions, with one member of parliament allocated by the constitution per 100,000 Iraqis, having an official census will mean the numbers will have to be adjusted based on the new demographic breakdown. Accounts conducted in 1997 excluded the 3 northern provinces that make up the autonomous Kurdistan region. The census has reignited tensions between Baghdad and Kurdistan over disputed territories in the north. The census includes a religion but does not differentiate between sects such as Sunni and Shiite Muslims, and unlike previous counts, it excluded ethnicity. However, Prime Minister Mohammed Shah al-Sudani said the census was important for development and planning steps in all sectors that contribute to the advancement and progress of Iraq, where electricity is scarce and infrastructure largely in disrepair. Let's join Ayo Mide Surulere for more.
And welcome to Foreign Scene. Dragon Ball fans has today celebrated 40 years of the globally beloved Japanese manga, anime, and video game franchise, just months after creator Akira Toriyama's unexpected death. Recall that Toriyama died aged 68 in March because of a blood clot on his brain, sparking an outpouring of grief from fans, including tributes from world leaders. The original Dragon Ball manga was first serialized on November 20, 1984, featuring a boy named Son Goku who collects magical balls containing dragons to help protect the Earth. According to publisher Shueisha, the comic books have since sold more than 260 million copies in Japan and worldwide. Still on foreign news, a small village on the Italian island of Sardinia, Ololai, is extending an invitation to Americans unsettled by the outcome of the recent US presidential election, which saw Donald Trump re-elected. According to reports yesterday, the village, which has been battling decades of depopulation, offered dilapidated homes as little as €1, approximately $1.05, to entice new residents. The mayor of the town of Ololai, Mayor Francesco Colombo, said a new website has been launched specifically to attract American expats. Colombo said the village is prioritizing American applicants, even promising a fast-track process to help them settle in. And that's all on foreign news. I am Ayomide Suruliri.
Thank you, Ayomide. On entertainment news, the band Yemi Alade Olamide to perform at the African Military Games opening ceremony. Ayomide Ajayi has the details.
Good evening and welcome to Entertainment News. The quartet of Nigeria singers, the band Olamide, Yemi Alade and Timi Dakulu will be performing at the opening ceremony of the 2024 African Military Games in Abuja today. This was disclosed by the Nigeria Army on its X. 25 countries are participating in the second African Military Games, AMGA 2024. The athletes will be participating in 19 sporting activities, which will be taking place at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. The 2024 African Military Games is organized by the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, OSMA, and the International Military Sports Council, CIS. Still on showbiz world, rising Nollywood superstar Babatunde Precious has revealed her desire to work with Nollywood brilliant minds that includes actor and producer Extraordinaire Funke Akindele, Bimbo Ademoye, Kunle Remi, Toyin Abraham, Ajayemi, amongst others. Precious disclosed that aside looking forward to working with the said actors, they also serve as source of inspiration to her craft and a zeal to always want to push beyond limits. With over 10 years experience in the industry, Precious has featured in over 30 movies and has equally self-produced 2 movie projects that include Beyond Love and Arigi Shegi. The rising Nollywood superstar, who is very proud of growth of the entertainment industry in recent years, said she is fully ready to be part of the success story of this vibrant industry with her own brilliant talent. And that's all on entertainment news. I am Ayomide Ajayi.
Thank you, Ayomide Ajayi. On sports audit, an exceptional display by Ifaki Grammar School up against Orange Community High School as the Methodist Comprehensive High School at the ongoing Sam Oluwalo football competition has given them a highly spirited notice as they comfortably trashed Orange Community High School by 6-1. Ifaki Grammar School opened the scoreline in 5 minutes and 7 minutes before Orange Community High School player was fouled in the box and put a goal back through penalty in 15 minutes. However, Ifaki Grammar School intensified their effort as they scored another 4 goals in 16, 26, 28 and 35 minutes that saw them massively trashed Orange Community High School by 6-1 in the energetic match encountered. In another match of the day, Elo High School comfortably trashed Ojogbole High School by 4-0. The tactical decanted match was played at the Ogagamodo Grammar School, seeing Elo High School scored the goals in 10, 12, 16 minutes before the hour mark of first half. After the break of the first half, Elo High School never stopped their chances as they scored another goal in the early 48 minutes of the second half. The match ended 4-0 in favor of Elo High School. Meanwhile, the first match of the day was between Ekiti Parakpo and Notre Dame School at Ogagamodo Grammar School, seeing Ekiti Parakpo College won by 2-1. Elsewhere, after waiting for our community high school for 30 minutes of the first half, the match was awarded to Christ-led Academy with 3 points and 3 goals. Record match kickoff was scheduled for 2 p.m. today at the Methodist Comprehensive High School, Ayekiti. Christ-led Academy was the only school on pitch waiting for their opponent, our community high school, but didn't show up for the match for 30 minutes before the Christ-led Academy was awarded a walkover. Abiodun Babalola is standing by for more sport audits.
Good evening and welcome to Sport News. The 25-year-old Victor Osimhen joined Galatasaray on loan from Napoli in September and has been in fine form for Ocon Brooks' side, scoring 8 goals and providing 4 assists in 9 games in all competitions. There are some elements of truth the rumors about Manchester United offering a trade between Victor Osimhen and Joshua Zirkzee. The Italian side wants cash payments upfront for the Nigeria striker from any team that interested in his service, and we owed out of that. Even they have to wait until next summer. Napoli get £30 million plus Zirkzee, which will see them fall short of about £45 million than their initial target. Additionally, Antonio Conte's side are not looking for another striker at the moment and are very content with the service of Romelu Lukaku. Still on Sport News, Super Eagles and Real Sociedad striker Sadiq Uman has cried out about the unfair treatment Nigeria's players get from the fans whenever they play for the country. The 27-year-old was a surprise inclusion in Augustine Equivalent squad list for the just concluded AFCON 2025 qualifier against Benin Republic and Rwanda. Sadiq is here to score a goal this season, and his inclusion raised eyebrows. In his response, the former Rangers man revealed his doubt to play in front of the Nigeria's crowd, not just for him but for his teammates as well. That's all on Sport News. My name is Abiodun Babalola.
Abiodun Babalola, thank you very much. To end News Express at 6, a recap of our top stories. We told you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the dissolution of the Governing Council of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Awka, Anambra State, and the removal of Professor Bernard Ifeanyi Odo, the new Vice Chancellor, and Mrs. Rosemary Ifeoma-Nwokeke, the Registrar. Remember, we also told you that following a viral video circulating on social media where an army personnel identified as a major general and his 2 escort soldiers brutalized a man in the Abuja metropolis for overtaking the vehicle, the acting chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has ordered an investigation into the brutality. We lastly informed you that the Ekiti State chapter of the Trade Union Congress TUC has commended the Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí of Ekiti State for doing the needful by signing a memorandum of understanding MOU for the payment of 70,000 naira minimum wage approved by the federal government. And that's News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 Olojido's Palace, Ido Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Kingsley Iniovosa. Good evening and thanks for listening.